Hey everyone, welcome. Today's agenda role of CI in Agile software engineering. So let's begin with what continuous integration is. The short is CI. So basically, it's a software development practice where members of a team integrate their workflow frequently with each other, and usually each person tries to commit to the code base or tries to contribute at least like on a daily basis. Now, the core idea behind continuous integration is that basically every single commit that a person applies to like a source code database, every commit triggers an automatic test which checks if the code can be merged into the actual project. So it makes the entire process of actually contributing to the code base more streamlined. Now, what's the entire premise of having continuous integration in Agile? So basically, the overview for both of these ideologies is that, first of all, Agile's focus is on adaptability and quick response, and continuous integration's contribution to this is that it enables frequent and reliable software updates. So, it aligns Agile's entire software engineering workflow towards like an iterative approach. Now, the importance of this is that continuous integration allows for a continuous feedback loop. So every time a change is made, every time a change is committed, it ensures that the changes are viable and they align with the customer needs. Subsequently, it also supports incremental development. So yet again, every commit triggers a test. It's a constant improvement basis process. And then last but not the least, CI enables Agile. So basically, in practices like DevOps, they enhance Agile with cross-team collaboration and with continuous software delivery. It's efficient. And moreover, Agile and DevOps focus on frequent improved releases through automated CI/CD like Jira. There's many different pipelines for different kinds of projects. Now, what are the principles of continuous integration? Well, they're as listed here. Frequent code integration, automated testing and builds, fast automated feedback. Broken builds will be fixed almost immediately, and they're usually rooted out during the development phase. It also encourages maintaining like one source code repository. There's like there's more emphasis on building faster, and there's total transparency because like all the source code that is available to the developers, and everyone can see who committed what, and maybe figure out disputes if there's like problems in the commits. And then last but not the least, it just helps automate the deployment process. Now, let's have a brief look at what SCM and CI are. So SCM stands for Software Configuration Management, and it's a critical part of SE that involves tracking and controlling changes in the software. You can think of this as like Git, basically, Git, or if you used other different source code version controls, it's basically a form of version controlling, but it rather than commits on a particular code base, it just focuses on what changes have been made on a higher level. Similarly, well, we can go along this line and say that SCM systems manage and track changes in the software, which are usually crucial for orchestrating CI processes. So usually in a big code base, there's not just one pipeline, there's a bunch of continuous integration pipelines that all converge into like a deployment product or a deployment phase. Now, some of the points to note: CI process with SCM integration looks like, we'll commit code to the SCM, right? So developers commit code to the SCM system. So it's a change by change basis. There's automated build triggers. So every time someone commits something, the build process initiates and checks if it can be built successfully. There's automated testing. So, unit tests and everything, they run automatically based on like each commit. So it's similar to like how GitHub Action works, if you've heard about it. Similarly, there's a merging to mainline process, which basically like if everything is okay, everything passes, all the automated tests are passed. And in some cases, there's also reviewers for like pull requests and such. So if all these tests and everything is okay, the change is merged into the main production base. Now, the important thing to note is that SCM systems are not just a repository for code. They're really important to the entire process of orchestrating the CI process, and they enable version control. They help track changes, support automated and collaborative workflow, and this is all like really, really important for the entire like in the context of agile software development. Now, what does CI bring to the table? What's the advantages? So first of all, it enhances code quality and reliability. Since like there's a team working and they constantly commit something, they're not hesitant to make any changes to the code base. They can experiment about and try and figure out the most optimal way of like implementing a change. Second, there's like an increased development speed and efficiency. So like once again, if the agile team can commit more often to the code base and they can actually make changes quickly in like a testing environment, then it encourages people to be more proactive in the process of developing the actual product rather than just planning about the requirements and such. Third, there's improved team collaboration morale. Once again, from one of the principles of CI, it's total transparency between the team members and the people who are developing the application or the system. So like if one person messes up in the commit, others can come in, help, collaborate, and usually, it helps if there's like a senior in the team, it boosts the team morale and people can see what's going on in the CI process. Similarly, fourth point, better adaptability to change. So once again, in CI, if you have a CI pipeline for a system, with every commit, you can like quickly just go to the deployment phase rather than just have like a rigorous unit test phase that you have to do manually. It's automated, so you can get to the deployment phase easily, more quickly. And last but not the least, reduced risk, easier to maintain. So if there's a lot of automated testing, people can quickly just point out the problem if there is any, and then they can like maintain the code easily, because usually in a CI pipeline, if you don't follow certain standards, the test just wouldn't even occur. It just rejects your code, similar to how code grid works in a rough sort of sense. And well, that brings us to the end of the presentation. What are the takeaways? So basically, in a rapid growing software engineering environment that uses agile practices, usage of CI/CD, continuous integration and deployment, is really useful if the product needs to be updated and maintained frequently. For example, like if there is a security incident that has happened, it usually helps to push the changes quicker in a more successive manner to address the security incident. And here's the references. Please feel free to go through them. And thanks for watching the presentation.